Hello, Imani here. Long time no see. It's been a while since I went live. I'm gonna be editing my title, and I'm going to be talking about. Well, I usually don't keep in the know of celebrity business, but I think this topic is kind of hitting home for me. Not hitting home, but I'm just seeing this repetitive pattern. I'm seeing, and I just want to speak on it. What I really want to talk about is Cardi B. So it's good for her that she put out an album. Great, the rollout was good. She hit her pregnancy, and she's exposing that she's pregnant. Like I said, usually I don't speak on celebrity business. I don't care. But this just, I don't know. It's like a pattern that I'm seeing in a lot of women. And I did some reflection like this month, and I'm like, wow. Um, it's not until we decide that we want something different that something different comes into our life, you know? So, in her case, um, she, I guess, on some show, I just saw a headline like Gail King and she's saying that she's pregnant. Good for her, right? Congratulations. Hope it's a safe pregnancy. Um, I have a little feeling that, this is my own intuition. I'm just not getting a good feeling, right? When it comes to the pregnancy. I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. But I feel like she probably shared it a little too soon. Um, if she's 6 months, then that's perfectly fine. If she's not 6 months, I think she shared it a little too soon. That's just my opinion. But I'm seeing like women nowadays are okay. So in her case, she got married at a young, to me, she got married at a young age. I don't know if she got with Offset at like 21, 22, 23, around the age she married him. And she realized that he was not faithful. And she felt like getting her lick back, so she was unfaithful back to him, right? My own personal opinion, I feel like sleeping with someone else just to get back at a partner is stupid. And it's like, it's not the get back that you think it is, um, because you're basically giving yourself away for free, um, to someone else in order to spite someone. So you're, someone is not even working for it, like you're just giving yourself away, which is depleting yourself in order to prove a point to someone who doesn't even care about you. So that concept never made sense to me. Like you're letting someone experience you who probably doesn't even deserve to experience you, to try to make someone else mad. To me, that's just like you're only hurting yourself in the end, because that person doesn't care if you catch something, if that person treats you horrible, like stuff like that. It just doesn't make any sense, in my opinion. So she is getting a divorce from her husband, and it's not finalized yet. But she, um, I'm gonna like tell my little brother something real quick. Anyways, she's, thank you for the like. Um, she got pregnant again by, she just had a baby like a year ago. So she is divorcing her husband. She's with a new guy. She gets pregnant again. I don't even know if she's been with this guy for a year. Um, I'm not bashing her, shaming her, nothing like that. I'm just saying what it is, right? So she gets pregnant again for a new guy, the new guy in her life. And he's known to not be faithful. So she runs from a guy because he's not faithful and goes to another guy who's not faithful. But I mean, this can be a way to take her power back, because she's choosing this guy now, and they're maybe not in a committed relationship. They're probably in an open relationship, and she's okay with just, you know, having the baby. Like maybe she doesn't believe in getting rid of her babies anymore because she can afford them. So she's just like, I'm gonna have them. But running from one man to another, I think that's where the issue lies, and it's like an internal issue because she wants to be chosen by her partners, is what I'm seeing. She wanted Offset to choose her, so she stuck around. She thought she was better. She probably thought she was better than the rest of the women. Like, I got the best in the world. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm his wife. He's gonna stay with me for life. And she probably thought that he was gonna actually stick around with her and be faithful to her. And she was thinking, people were jealous, but the person who was the most jealous of her is the man she was sleeping with, which is Offset. Anyways, allegedly, right? We can say all of this is allegedly because whatever. Um, allegedly, she felt like that's like probably felt like that. Like, oh, I'm better than all the other women. He's gonna be with me. And I'm the best, and I'm the best he ever had. And we take pride in being other people's toys. It's sad. Women do this, and it's so sad to me. Um, I probably slipped into this thought form before, but I've like realized that it's like it comes from low self-esteem and low self-worth and a lack of self-love and importance, and we fight over people who are not even worth fighting for. Like, some people are just not worth fighting for. Like, you fighting for them is you killing yourself, and why would you kill yourself trying to fight for someone who doesn't even like you? It's like, what a waste of time, what a waste of energy. Like, you just wasted some time and energy that you could have spent on yourself, loving yourself, choosing yourself. And you can see this in, unfortunately, the way how some people run to get themselves altered all the time. And no one can tell me that it's healthy to always look in the mirror and say, maybe I could change this and this and this and this and change this. Or your team is telling you to change whatever to be more marketable or be more attractive, or, it's like a constant chase. It's a constant race, to be better, to be the best. But, you have to really come to the point that you will never be the best. You will never be perfect. Despite all the surgeries that she's gotten, she will never be perfect. People still are going to say things that are negative. People are still going to judge. People are still going to say, ew, like, that surgery looks bad. She may like it for now because I don't want to, I'm going to say, Lord knows that something else is going to get changed again after the pregnancy. And once again, I'm not bashing her, talking bad. This is just the patterns that I see. Allegedly, she's going to go get another surgery after she gives birth. Or, get something pinched, cinched, or altered because she got the money. But at one point do you really look yourself in the mirror and be like, you know what? I have enough. I think that's enough of the altering. I'm not her. And people be like, oh, I hate when people say, I'm not God, I can't judge. Well, I'm human. I'm going to judge. Okay? I don't get the final judge, but I can judge everybody around me the same way they judge me. Like, I don't get why we want to shame. I don't want to judge. I don't want to be judgmental. But by talking about people, we are judging them. So be for real. Like, people be so hypocritical. Like, I can't judge. Yes, I'm gonna judge, and you could judge me too on my life, and I'm gonna be like, okay, that's my life, and you have to really come to some sort of acceptance and it takes some self-esteem, some self-confidence to be like, yeah, that's me. And anyways, the pattern with her is she's always chasing, right? It's like, I can see it, like, damn, today I chose to lay down after work because I can. I'm not on a constant, I'm not going to be on the hamster wheel, constantly chasing, making money, this, that. It's good to be ambitious, but it's like, when do you stop? When do you rest? When do you sit down? Sometimes it's not always about what's the next big thing you can do. Sometimes you need to rest and be okay with where you are. Another part I saw, another part of the interview I saw is she was talking to Gayle King, like, after I have my baby, she's like, oh, Gayle King asked her when she's gonna have her baby. She said, before I go on tour again, which is February. And it's like, unfortunately, due to trauma, allegedly, right? Allegedly, due to trauma of her past, growing up in the hood and, being in survival mode, she's still in survival mode. Like paying the bills that are so high, and then having to pay for children's school and insurance and health insurance and this and that. There's so many bills that we have to pay, and she's I think allegedly, she's carrying the load alone, or majority it's her kids, so she's gonna have to take the financial responsibility for them. But it's just this constant, I need to make more money, more and more, I need to make money for my kids, but it can be destructive to a person. Sure, you can be covered by God, but your body can only take so much. Your body can only take so much. And hopefully, she probably has like people who help her with her health, massages and lymph node massages and this treatment and that treatment and this surgery, to help keep herself in shape. But we all have that inner fire, and sometimes we go through burnout. And unfortunately, I could just see it. I don't know. We, as women, we like to put on this act that we're so strong, but through our actions, we're showing that we're not as strong as we present ourselves to be. And making money is not the only way to show strength as a woman. Doing it all alone is not the only way to be strong as a woman. There is strength in rest and giving up and saying, I can't carry this anymore, I'm done. There's strength in letting go. There's strength in, rest. There is strength in being resilient and pushing through and being strong, but there's also strength in deciding to put the weapon down, to sit down, to drink some lemonade and look at the sun and the clouds, I don't know her business. I don't know if she went on vacation. I don't know. But it's just like, after her plan is to give birth and then go on tour. And we can argue she loves to be on tour. She likes to work. She likes to make money. But like your body needs the rest, and I'm seeing like this constant hamster wheel that she's on of drop this, like now it's like getting more intense. And I don't know, I just feel like after giving birth you may need to prioritize sitting down and resting and caring for your body and paying attention. I don't know how she is in her own personal life, I'm just assuming, but like paying more attention to your kids, like their emotional state, their self-esteem, and also prioritize your own mental state, your own self-esteem. And maybe she doesn't want to change. That's all up to her. If she wants to continue going in this pattern, that's her business. But if you want to watch people like Cardi B, make sure you're learning from their mistakes. At least if I'm gonna like look at celebrity stuff, I'm not just gonna watch it and just be like, oh, just to judge them and feel like I'm better than them, or that could never be me, because I hate people. Like, shut up. Like, all you do is judge. Like, I hate when people judge and they just don't have no solution. They just want to judge so it can make that, so they can feel better about their lack of whatever. Like, lame, you're whack. So when I'm watching someone's life play, I'm just like, that could be me. Like, in ways, I'm like that. A lot of women are like that. We want to be chosen, we want to be picked, and we keep going for men who have a plethora of women. And because he's spending more time with us, because he's saying all these nice things to us and spending money on us, we feel like we're chosen. But in the end, we're not. Because he's non-committal, which is his own personal issue, he's not going to commit to you, and that's what you really want. So you have these short-term burst of feeling validated by someone else, because they gift you things and they tell you they love you, and they, allow you to probably rest a bit in your femininity, but it's not gonna last long. And then you're gonna be hurt again, and then you're gonna try to fix that pain with another non committal person, and you're gonna get pregnant fast again. And it's like the same cycle over and over and over again. So if there's anything you can learn from watching celebrities, take the lesson and do not, and try to do better, because sometimes these patterns are so embedded into us that we subconsciously play out these patterns, and we don't really realize that it's being played out until it's over, like in hindsight. And our unwillingness to acknowledge where we stand in the moment is the issue, because when people give us negative feedback, our first thought is they want what I have, they're jealous, this, that. But sometimes people can see a situation way better than you can see it, because you're in it and they're the outside looking in. Sometimes the outside looking in has a better perspective because emotions are not clouding their judgment. Money is not clouding their judgment. Validation is not clouding their judgment. They just see the situation for what it is. You're in the situation, feeling it, experiencing it, and you're biased. But the person on the outside may not be as biased as you. So, hopefully, what we can take from this situation is spending more time with yourself, and really not getting into a relationship too fast after getting out of a relationship, especially if you're just trying to do like a revenge, like do like exact revenge on the person that hurt you, because you're hurting yourself trying to get revenge on that person, or trying to make them feel some type of way, because you're only hurting yourself in the end. Yeah, like jumping from person to person is just not okay. It's not okay, especially for women. I don't want to say especially for women. I don't want to like say give it a specific gender, but especially the person who got hurt, who felt hurt, or cheated on, or lied to, or especially them. They need some time alone. Getting into another relationship is not gonna heal you. It may heal you. Allowing yourself to be vulnerable again can heal certain parts of you, but the core issue is you. The issue is not that the person is, the main issue is not the person is a cheater. Or the person is non-committal, or this or that. The main issue is, the main issue is you keep allowing yourself to entertain certain people. This goes for people, is for the people who choose you knowingly choose a person who has a reputation of being a player, or they're non-committal, or they tell you from the beginning what it is, and you think in your head that you can change them. This is that sort of situation I'm talking about. Any other situation, that's a different conversation. The need to be chosen, the want to be chosen, those are the ones I'm talking about. Ask yourself, why am I performing to get this person? Because we do put on performances in relationships. We do things so they will like us, so they will choose us, so they will accept us. A man's like, oh, I don't like this, and then we change it because they said they don't like it. But that's not who you are. And women, specifically, I'm talking about women, we gotta stop that. Like altering ourselves in drastic ways to be accepted by the male gaze. I just feel like it really takes away from our self-expression and our self. It takes away from who we are at our core, because we want to be accepted. For example, a man's like, oh, I don't like women who have leg hair. I'm bringing up something a little personal, right? I like to bring up personal examples. If a guy tells me, "Oh, I don't like women with leg hair," "Oh, I don't like women with hair under their arm," this too much body hair in a woman is ugly. I'm gonna walk myself out of that man's vicinity. I'm like, okay, you don't, okay. And if he's interested in me, I'm like, well, I'm not interested in you because I have leg hair and like, bye. I'm not gonna shave my legs and shave my underarm hair to be accepted and be chosen by a man. If he's not gonna accept me in the ways I accept myself, he can go. Bye. This is the mindset women need to start to adopt. We put on performances for men the most, and then we shame other women who don't want to conform to the male gaze or the societal beauty standards. Like, oh my God, look at her, blah 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 blah. We start gossiping and talking bad upon a woman who is comfortable in her skin, how she was born. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm always for, I've really learned to love people in their natural state, who they are in the moment right now, because that's all we have right now. Who is that person right now? That is all that matters. It's not, oh, what can I change in that person so they can be better? No, that's their choice to make, not yours. And if you, are you gonna stay with someone who's a work in pro? I don't know how I got to this. I was talking about Cardi B and oh, okay, I know how I got to this. Yeah, the performance thing, like, allegedly, right? I'm making assumptions again. I know somewhere in her head it's like, if I get my body to look like this, he'll stay. If I get a bigger butt, maybe he'll like it. Like, for my man, my man. But it's like, what about you? Because when he's dead and gone, are you gonna like the body that you have? Are you gonna like the scars that the surgeries have left? You know, and we could pretend that, oh no, I did it for me. Oh no, I just no. If you weren't with that man, would you have changed those things about yourself? You gotta think. That's why you gotta think before you take action. Think really deeply. Who am I doing this for? For celebrities, it's definitely different because they have an image they have to keep and they have to look good. You know, that's literally their image. Like, I understand that. That I could understand. That's another side to it. That she actually has to do it because she has an image to uphold and a brand, and she has to get paid, so she got to look good. I can see that. It's just sad. It's sad to see for me. Like, of course, she's not gonna. We don't. She always working, so I don't want to. She may not have the time to reflect because she's always thinking about how can I get this money. But the priority for for her kids needs to be, how can I sit with myself right now so I can create more space for my daughters to sit within themselves and accept themselves for who they are. You know, it's stuff like that. You gotta think real big. Like, yes, the money is good for them, but is the money gonna really help their self-esteem? Is it gonna help their self-worth? Are they gonna follow the same patterns of their mother, of pain and moving on and getting hurt again and moving on and getting hurt again and having, babies are a blessing. But the baby's life can become, the baby's own life can become a nightmare. It's a blessing for you, but the child experiencing life might go through a nightmare because you weren't thinking big, you know? Stuff like that. I think deep. I go real deep. And in life we do perform. At our jobs we perform, in relationships, and with our family we perform. We're usually always putting on a performance and masking and this and that. like in my life, like I just really hope in my own personal life too, like I just want there to be like a change. There is, well, it's changing now because I'm choosing to see deeper. I'm choosing to really analyze the patterns that I follow, and analyze why I choose what I choose, and stuff like that. So I know in the future when I decide to make a choice that it's not the same one from before that hurt me or caused me extreme pain. Because at the end of relationships, we're always going to feel pain. If there was genuine love, there will be pain. That's inevitable. You cannot escape the pain unless you were never attached. It's like, if you have a secure attachment, even if you have an insecure attachment, like when you get into a relationship with someone and you love them, when you lose them, even if it was a mutual separation, you're still going to feel the pain. You're still going to feel the loss. So, like, at the end of relationships, pain is always going to be there. But are you going to carry the pain with you? Are you going to carry the pain with you? When it ends on a good note, usually we don't carry the pain. But when it ends on a bad note, it becomes trauma, and then we carry it with us. And it kind of alters how we see people, how we choose to see people, or how we see people, I mean, you just can't help seeing them a certain way because of trauma from the past that we are carrying. In my own personal life, I definitely saw the pattern of, me being like non-committal, and then getting someone who's non-committal because I don't want to get hurt, and then I end up getting hurt because I'm like, wait, hold on. That's not what trying to avoid the pain. Like that's not what I wanted. Hold on. Um yeah, that's just a revelation. Um so I wish her luck. Um if he does change for her, that'll be a miracle. You know? Um and we can always just say we hope these people are happy. If we're gonna talk about them, at least wish them happiness and joy and her safe delivery. Okay? That's the very least we can do. So, if you're listening to this, I hope you take what you can from it. Accept yourself right now in this very moment. You don't have to perform to be liked all the time in every relationship. You can perform at your job, that's okay. On stage, that's okay. In professional settings, that's okay. But I just feel like personally, my own personal opinion, performing so much in relationships, especially romantic relationships, can get so tiring. And then we start to strip away our identity to serve that person, but it should be a mutual thing where you can compromise a bit, not completely eliminate a part of yourself that makes you you, but to kind of shift it slightly to if that person loves you and you love them, or if you guys are willing to work together, there has to be a slight compromise, not eradication, especially if it's not a trait or something that you're doing that's harming you. If you're willing to work on becoming better, that's okay too. But you don't want to throw away your principles, your values, and it's like you loving your hair and it's natural. It's like you loving that birthmark you have on your face. And then a person that you like and you're in a relationship and they're like, you should cover that up. You should get it lasered off. You should get, like, and it's not harming you. It's just a flaw that you have. And they just happen to pick it out and constantly irk you about it and talk about it. And that's what contributes to lowering your self-esteem. They're constantly picking at something you cannot change. And it doesn't, you can change it, but it doesn't need to be changed. Because that's a part of you that makes you you. And if they can't accept it, then they don't need to be around you. It's like, I don't, I'm going to extremes. It's like you being with someone who lost a limb and you're like, oh my God, get up. You need to get up. Walk. I mean, if they could walk, I'm sure, walk without, I'm sure they would do that. Like, they can't change that fact that they lost a limb. I know I'm going to an extreme, but it's valid. Like, you cannot throw away parts of yourself to please other people. Some things are just non-negotiables. Like, I like doing this, and if that person doesn't like it, then they don't need to be around me. Simple. You have to get comfortable with being rejected and having standards and rejecting. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Thanks for listening, stopping by, liking. Thanks for the subscribe. I just really appreciate it. Take what you can for what I'm saying. I'm just seeing the whole situation play out, and I'm like, wow, this is a good lesson right here. All right. Have a great day. Bye bye.